Good morning to all. Sorry. The next topic is Six Sigma. It's a set of techniques and tools for process improvement. It was introduced by an American engineer, Bill Smith, while working with Motorola in 1970. Used in statistics to represent standard deviation from mean value. Six Sigma actually has its roots in the 19th century mathematical theory, but found its way into today's mainstream business world through the efforts of an engineer at Motorola in 1970s. Now it became one of the foremost methodological practices for improving customer satisfaction and improving business process. Six Sigma has been refined and perfected over the years into what we see today. The history is it was introduced in 1970s, and it is because of the criticism about bad quality by the senior executive at Zenfrey. Bill Smith, who is considered as the father of Six Sigma, introduced this quality improvement methodology to Motorola. So Six Sigma means evolving process to achieve better quality or delivering to tomorrow's performance by today. So it's a combination of scientific and practical method. Scientific means structured approach, which assumes quantitative data that indicates show the data. In practical sense, emphasize on financial results and start with the voice of the customer. Show me the money. So importance of people in Six Sigma. The key component of successful Six Sigma implementation is the support and buy-in from executives. The methodology does not work as well when the entire organization has not bought in. Another critical factor is the training of personnel at all levels of the organization. So there are different levels which will be discussed in the later stages. So where we can able to use Six Sigma? Six Sigma can be used in production, it can be in design, in service, in purchase, in human resource, administration, quality, management, marketing and sales, as well as IT. That indicates all over the organization it can be applied. Some of the definitions for Six Sigma. It can be termed as a highly disciplined process that enables organizations to deliver perfect products and services. It is a philosophy and a goal, a methodology and symbol of quality. It's a business statistical strategy, and it is used to identify the defects and removing them from the process of products to improve quality. And what is defect? The defect is any process output that does not meet or that does not satisfy the customer specifications or customer expectations. And it can also be termed as a statistical measure to objectively evaluate multiple processes. So another definition is it's a management philosophy focused on business process to improve, eliminate waste, rework and mistakes, increase customer satisfaction, increase profitability and competitiveness. See the different levels. In second level, the defects per million opportunities is approximately 3,08,537. When it comes to the last level, that is 6, it is around 3.4 defects per million opportunities. Some of the companies uses Six Sigma are like Motorola, GE, Citibank, Ericsson, Sony, Ford, etc. So there are different methodologies used in Six Sigma. There are three major methodologies used within Six Sigma all of which are composed of 5 sections. According to the 2005 book Juran Institute Six Sigma Breakthrough and Beyond by Joseph DeFeo and William Bernard, they are: first one, business process management, DMAIC and DMADV. So business process management, first one. Business process management or BPM is a discipline in operations management in which people use various methods to discover, model, analyze, measure, improve, optimize, and automate the business processes. Any combination of methods used to manage a company's business process is BPM. It enables the modeling, design, execution, and maintenance of business activities and the employees who manages them across different departments and physical locations. So what exactly the business process management system do? It does the following: that enables creating complex business process spanning different departments and locations, monitors and maintains processes to ensure optimal efficiency, modifies existing processes to enable changes to the process as the organization grows. Creating a BPM project or program and project implementation framework that is appropriate to all organizations and that will suit all circumstances is challenging, especially when organizations are not the same. Even if organizations were the same, the approach to the implementation of BPM varies enormously both from organizations to organizations and within the organizations. There are a total of 10 phases and 3 essentials in the framework. The phases are organization strategy, process architecture, launchpad phase, understand phase, innovate phase, people phase, develop phase, implement phase, realize the value phase, and sustainable performance. What is organizational strategy? It includes ensuring that the organization strategy, vision, strategy goals, business and executive drives are clearly understood by the project team members. Whether the stakeholders expect short or long-term gains from this project. Is the value proposition of the organization clear and understood to everyone? It is important to understand that strategy is not a plan, but strategy is a purposeful process of engaging people inside and outside the organization in scoping out the new paths ahead. Second is process architecture. It is the means by which the organization enables a set of rules, principles, guidelines, and models for the implementation of BPM across the organization. The process architecture provides the basis for the design and the realization of BPM process initiatives. It is where the process, IT, and business architecture are brought into alignment. With the organization strategy. Third one is launchpad phase. It determines where to start, and the framework will provide you with several ways of determining where and how to start. Process goals and visions need to be aligned with the organization strategy and the process architecture to ensure that they are enhancing or adding value to the strategy. Then comes the understand phase. This phase is about understanding enough of the current business process environment to enable the innovate phase to take place. It is essential that at least basic process metrics are gathered to allow for establishment of process baseline cost for future competitive purpose. Other essential steps are root cause analysis and identification of possible quick wins. There will be a need to identify implement quick wins along the way, as the business will not provide unlimited funding for process improvement projects. Innovate phase is considered as the creative phase of the project and often the most interesting. Why? Because it should not only involve the project team and the business, but also relevant stakeholders, both internal and external. Once the various new process options have been identified, there may be a need to run simulations, complete activity-based costing, conduct capacity planning, and determine implementation feasibility to enable the finalization of which options are the best. Then comes develop. This phase consists of building all the components for the implementation of the new process. It is important to understand that build in this context does not necessarily mean an IT build. It could involve the building of all the infrastructure, desktop, PC movements, buildings, etc. to support the people change management program and changes in the support of the people who executes the process. Then comes people. It is a critical phase of the framework and it could put the rest of the project at risk. It is not handled thoroughly and to a high standard. The purpose of the phase is to ensure that the activities, roles, and performance measurements match the organizational strategy and process goals. Implementation phase. This phase is where the rubber hits the road. It is where all aspects of the project takes place. The implementation plan are crucial as are rollback and contingency plans. Then comes realize the value. The purpose of this phase is to ensure that the benefits outcomes outlined in the project business case are realized. This phase basically compromises the delivery of the benefits realization management process and benefits realization reporting. Then comes the final phase, that is sustainable performance. It is absolutely essential that the project team works with the business to establish a process structure to ensure that continued process agility and improvements are sustainable. The considerable investments made in process projects must be maintained and enhanced over time. There are three essentials, starting with the leadership, project management, and people change management. So leadership, it's a point acknowledged by all the business process change experts that any change program must have the support of senior leadership or management to be successful. Project management, the project's risk will be significantly higher and the organization risks missing out on many of the potential benefits that can be achieved from BPM. Then comes the people change management. There have been many articles written on why process improvement and BPM project failure occurs, and we do not propose to mention all the reasons here. However, there is a growing belief that the personal aspects of an improvement project has not always been addressed in sufficient details. Then comes DMAIC. So the DMAIC method is usually or used primarily for improving existing business process. The letter stands for define the problem and the project goals, measure in details the various aspects of the current process, analyze the data to, among other things, find the root defects in the process, improve the process, control how the process is done in the future. Then comes DMADV. It's typically used to create new processes and new products or services. Define the project goals, measure critical components of the process and the product capabilities, analyze the data and develop various designs of the process, eventually picking the best one, design and test details for the process, verify the design by running simulations and pilot program, and then handing over the process to the client. There are also many different management tools used within Six Sigma. Some examples like 5 ways. This method uses the questions. Typically, it contains around 5 questions to get to the root cause of the problem. This method is simple. That is, simply state the final problem. Like, for example, the car wouldn't start. I was late to work again today. And then ask the question why, breaking down the issue to its root cause. In these two cases, it must be because I didn't maintain the car properly and because I need to leave my house early to get to work on time. Then comes CTQ tree, that is critical to quality. It breaks down the components of a process that produces the features needed in your product and services if you wish to have a satisfied customers. Then last one is root cause analysis. Much like the 5 whys, this is a process by which a business attempts to identify the root cause of the defects and then correct it, rather than simply correcting the surface symptoms. All the Six Sigma tools and methodologies serve one purpose: to streamline business process to produce the best products and services possible with the smallest number of defects. Its adoption by corporations around the globe is an indicator of its remarkable success in today's business environment. So when we can use Six Sigma? It can be used when there are processes that generate a lot of negative customer feedback, where that customer is internal or external. The components of Six Sigma could be considered as a means of study and rectify the problem. Generate sustainable success, sets performance goals and goals for everyone, enhances value to customers, accelerate the rate of improvement, promotes learning across boundaries, executes strategic changes. The users, mainly organization, enabled by the quality team, led by the senior management, and driven by customer needs. Methodology, the 3 methodology which we mentioned. Then the tools, process map analysis, upper lower specification limits, regression, process variations, Pareto chart, etc. That is, any of the 7 quality management tools we can able to use it over here. The different roles of Six Sigma, starting with yellow belt. Anybody can be an yellow belt Six Sigma candidate, because the professional who works on the projects, they need just an awareness of Six Sigma. There is no need for any training. Anyone can. Second level, the green belt, operates in direction of black belts, trained to analyze and solve quality problems. 2 weeks of training in methods and basic statistical tools. Then comes the third black belt. He will be the team leader, capable of explanation of Six Sigma principles and procedures, training in team leadership. He will get an approximately 4 to 5 weeks of training. Then comes the most top position or role, master black belt. He will be an expert in Six Sigma methods and tools, responsible for training to others to the green black belt levels, responsible for maintaining integrity. It is the highest certification in Six Sigma, and they will help or assist the champion with implementation. Champion, he is the one who translates the organization's visions, missions, goals, objectives, metrics, etc. And he will make the resources available whenever it is necessary and avoid the roadblocks or obstacles which face the organization. He is the one who resolves or solves the cross-functional issues or conflicts arises in the organization. Finally, executives. They establishes a strategic focus, ensures Six Sigma with the context of organization's culture and vision. There are criticisms. It needs aggressive performance tracking and accountability for results, Employees need to be willing to use the statistical tools. Pay more in Six Sigma, we are paying more attention to tools or steps than the actual results. The training cost is very high, particularly as an example. For Master Black Belt, it cost around $17,000.